What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about Neil Druckmann, one of the most unlikable people in the entire video game industry, The Last of Us Part 2, the leaks, and an interview he did with Kinda Funny Games ran by former IGN employee Greg Miller. Now, we're going to get into many different aspects of this because as much as I don't like Neil Druckmann and as much as I don't like Greg Miller, we're not going to listen to the interview itself. We're going to talk about a few of the quotes that were made, but we're going to try to give an objective point of view from Neil Druckmann, but also give my point of view for how things have been handled from Naughty Dog's situation and how they affected me and other content creators. So let's jump right into it. This is on VG247, and it says, if you don't venture onto social media, you might be unaware that a good chunk of The Last of Us Part 2's plot leaked 2 months ago prior to the game's release. That's true. If you're not on social media, maybe you don't know about that. At this point, we are getting into the leaks. And the quote here that headlines this is, "It was one of the worst days of my life." Neil Druckmann opens up about The Last of Us Part 2 leaks. Now, it says, if you go onto social media, you'll know. You'll know because a Twitter account with a Joker avatar tweeted pictures of Joel bleeding out on the ground at you, along with some joke about golf. Wonderful statement there, VG247. While it happens within the first few hours, Joel's death is the thing that kicks off Ellie's revenge mission, setting up the rest of the game. It's big, impactful moment. One that would have been best to experience for yourself. It also started what's now turned into months of toxicity in the debate around the game. Some people saw the leaks, decided they didn't like the story, and made up their own mind. Even now, if we put out an article about the game, someone will inevitably post something about Joel's death. So how did these leaks impact Naughty Dog? Creative director Neil Druckmann explains on Kinda Funny's latest spoiler cast below. We've pulled out the relevant quotes if you'd rather read them than watch the video. Now, what's funny is he goes on Greg Miller's Kinda Funny podcast, and this is the podcast right here. I will gladly link to the video if you want to watch it. I have nothing against, you going to watch whatever content you want on this platform. Now, interesting enough, he goes on a channel that has similar number of subscribers as Geeks and Gamers. Kinda Funny Games has 253,000 subs. I think Kinda Funny has like 270,000 subs, their main channel. Geeks and Gamers has 255. And, so the reason I bring those numbers up is that Neil Druckmann clearly understands that a channel of this size is a huge platform. Yet he and his company, through Musso, false flagged my channel and struck my channel and took my ability to live stream away for doing absolutely nothing wrong. Interesting how that works. So basically what I'm hearing is, if you're a channel of 250,000 subs and you kiss our ass and you're not going to question us, and if you're not going to bring up any of these controversies, because I guarantee you, not that I have seen this entire episode, but I guarantee you that Greg Miller did not ask Neil Druckmann about the false flags and the striking down of YouTube channels, Twitter accounts, and Reddit accounts. I doubt that very seriously. But it's just annoying to me that Neil Druckmann clearly acknowledges the platform that a channel like this has, yet also strikes down channels with similar subscribers, and he's never answered for that, not even once. But back to the article. The thing that was really hard was when the leaks happened and you see that scene came out, Druckmann said, referencing Joel's death at the hands of Abby, the love that people have for this character, and that's all they have is that, and the fact that you then play as the person that killed them, and they lose their shit, understandably. Then when we have to sit there for 2 months being like, there's more to it, but we can't say anything right now, they just live with that frustration and anger. That was hard. That was really effing hard. Now, I'm going to comment specifically on that, and I totally understand where he's coming from, and I don't disagree with that at all. From a creative standpoint, you made decisions with this game that you wanted people to experience by playing the game. I totally understand that, and I respect that process, and you're 100% right. When people get that information the way that they did, it does take away from the way you wanted to approach this. Fair game. No issue there. But, Neil, when you and your company are false flagging channels, you, like I said before, you're pouring gasoline on the fire. When you are trying to tell the internet they can't talk about something, they can't have an opinion on something, that is only going to make the problem significantly worse. So while I do feel for you in that isolated situation that you described, I have no sympathy whatsoever for you or anyone involved in your company that had anything to do with Musso striking down YouTube channels, Twitter accounts, and Reddit users, and whoever else. I have no sympathy whatsoever, because while you're right in that isolation, you made this problem significantly worse, and you only have yourself to blame for that. He said it was one of the worst days of my life. When the leak happened, I saw it happened in real time. I saw when it hit YouTube. We're all panicking, asking them to take it down. Then there's the lag. Then there's a lag, so it takes like an hour to take it down. It had maybe 1,000 views when it got taken down. Then you just sit there and your effing heart sinks, and you're like, it's out there. It's only a certain amount of time until it blows up. A few hours later, it's everywhere, and you're starting to get hate on social media. You're on, and soon that turns into death threats. And yeah, of course, look, everybody gets death threats. That just happens. You know, when it actually becomes more serious, that's, you know, look, everybody that's been on social media gets it. I'm not dismissing the fact that it's not good. Of course, it's not good. But don't act like you're the only one. Don't act like you're the only one. I could never have anticipated. I knew people would get upset at a character they love dying. I never thought it would reach this kind of hate. I don't know how to describe it. Even frustration. Druckmann says the studio knew there would be some fans who would be angry at how Joel was killed. They knew it would be polarizing, but they weren't prepared for what happened. The thing that was hard to see is when people kind of dug their heels in the sand and took the position like, I already hate this game. No amount of context is going to change it for me, Druckmann explained. On one level, it proved to the studio that the scene works. Naughty Dog wanted the players to feel how Ellie felt in that moment. Angry, hateful, disgusted. If the internet comments around the leaks were a yardstick for hitting those emotions, it was a success. At some point, it took a few days. You realize the worst happened. Druckmann continued. The worst way this game could be presented happened. Our worst fear, because we did so much to try to protect the story. We wrote back when it happened that you shouldn't judge The Last of Us Part 2 by the leaks. You can read the blah, 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 blah. So that's the gist of it right there. Obviously, like I said, if you want to go listen to this entire 2 hours, you can. And look, if I'm wrong, please let me know. Let me know if did Greg Miller actually question Neil Druckmann on the false flagging of YouTube channels, striking YouTube channels down, striking channels down for having an opinion. You know, it's one thing to take that, and again, when we got struck over on Gaming with Geeks, our Gaming with channel, we did show a few of the still images. And when we got that strike, I wasn't happy about it, but I totally understood it in that isolation. I said, we showed the leak. I totally understand that. I'm not going to fight it, even though we're still justified. But then you struck down this channel while I was doing a live stream where I gave no specifics about the leaks and I showed no images, and my channel got struck down. Part of my business. You are trying to impact my business. You are trying to take my ability to make revenue away from me because I gave an opinion that you did not like. And you can sit here and people can spin it however they want, but at the end of the day, Neil Druckmann and his company simply could have picked up a phone and said, hey guys, Musso, stop striking channels down. Stop. You're not helping. You're only making the problem worse, but you never did that. And you've never answered for it. And while you will go on Greg Miller's channel with 250,000 subscribers, you won't come on my channel and talk to me with my 250,000 subscribers, will you, Neil Druckmann? Because I'm not going to kiss your ass. And I'm going to hold you responsible. I'm going to give you credit for what you're saying, and what you said is right. How these leaks happened, regardless of if I agree or disagree with the story choices you made, the fact that the leaks happened were not the way that people should have found out about this. I respect that. I totally do. But you made the problem worse, and you continued to make it worse and worse and worse, and you poured more gasoline on it, and you poured more gasoline on it, and you have no one to blame but yourself. The Rise of Skywalker leaked like 6 months before the movie came out. We discussed it. A lot of people discussed it. I don't remember striking channels down from Lucasfilm. As much as I hate Lucasfilm, I don't remember false flagging channels. I don't remember that. You know why? Because it didn't happen. You made this problem. You created it and made it even worse. And you, and only you, can blame yourself. That's it. No one else. You'll try to blame other people. You'll try to shift the blame. But at the end of the day, it's your fault. You handled this the wrong way. Other than that, you know, The Last of Us Part 2 is definitely the hot topic right now. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I have found myself in this situation. Never was like the biggest Last of Us person out there. I was a late bloomer on the first game. I massively enjoyed it though once I did play it and experience it. And it's a very good game, a great game. And it deserves all of the praise that it got. But here we are with this, and we're now into The The Last of Us Part 2, The Last Jedi of Us is what we're at now. And it's not going to get any better, because Neil Druckmann is not going to answer for the false flags and the copyright abuse, which was one of the biggest stories in the industry, and none of the big sites covered it. So that's why I firmly believe that Greg Miller didn't bring it up. Gosh, please prove me wrong on that, though, someone that sat through this 2 hours. Please tell me that Greg Miller actually asked him about false flagging channels and striking channels down. I doubt very seriously. I can almost guarantee that didn't happen. But other than that, thank you guys for checking out this video. Go over to geeksandgamers.com, check out our website, make you an account, join the forums. You have a personal blog on your account. And also, if you are interested, please consider supporting us for $10 a month as a premium member. That'll get you access to future content from us. Thank you guys very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Fuck Naughty Dog. And we will talk to you later.